Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style, file and have the reigning defending MPX Tag Team Champions, Batwoman season finale, season 2 finale. So let us geek about it for a scant few minutes, because there are certain things that I liked about this season finale, certain parts of it that are just straight up just 100% like weak sauce. But I mean, all these shows are always, there's a mixed bag. There's, you know, ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and that sort of thing. So it's, I mean, I was surprised by that. But so Black Mask's big plan apparently was to just enact the purge and overthrow the government. He hands out a bunch of masks, goes on TV, takes over all the TV stations, blacks out the city, and says, hey, put on a mask, wreak havoc, and have fun. With the idea that Black Mask is sowing the chaos. Roman Sionis will swing in and be the hero, execute Black Mask, and kind of be the hero savior, and just be the guy to rebuild things. People will look to him as, you know, the savior, Gotham's Captain Save-A-Ho, basically, and everything will be back to normal under his rule, under his thumb, under his control, his guidance, direction, that sort of thing. So that was his grand plan. Again, like, what was the lead up to that? I mean, I guess you can see his issues with the system and everything, with what happened to his actual daughter, not his fake mind-controlled daughter. So you can kind of see the seeds being sown there, but I don't think there was, outside of a couple of exchanges, like with Ryan, that we had enough of an inkling that this was his master plan. So it's the thing about these Arrowverse shows, is like they have all this stuff, and then like the last 1 or 2 episodes, there comes the master plan, just kind of out of nowhere, as if they were planning it all the time. And at this point, I think, like, we should be better than that, you know? On the superhero side of things, Ryan is feeling all down because she doesn't have the Batsuit, doesn't feel she can be Batwoman. After some pep talks from Sophie, she goes in there, takes Cersei on, and they end up rescuing Kate. The key to it was using the snake bite in an aerosol form and some other science-y stuff to bring her back. That happens in the episode. We see towards the end of the episode, there's a big fight on the bridge, which I saw coming that this was going to happen. Alice shows up, they spray Kate, and then Alice and Kate fall into the water. They both kind of have this moment of because of course snakebite gives you like these do-overs or whatever. So Alice makes peace with mental do-overs. Alice makes peace with Ocean's death. Kate actually finds her sister in her mind, and that kind of brings her back and has her back to normal. So that's like, they get pulled out of the water. They have to do CPR. Ryan and Alice are working together to save Kate. Of course, we saw them kind of sparring verbally early in the episode, as far as Ryan's hatred for Alice for killing her foster mother, and then Alice kind of giving crap to Ryan about killing her birth mother when she was born. But apparently, spoiler alert, her birth mother is still alive, which I guess that's going to be one of the driving storylines for season 3. And then when I was watching them do CPR, like, Ryan's doing chest compressions, Alice is doing mouth-to-mouth, but I'm like thinking, in my 9-to-5 job, like last year, year before last, we had CPR classes, and the guy said, at this point in time, like, mouth-to-mouth has been phased out, and they just do chest compressions, and that's okay. So I was kind of wondering, like, again, it's like the writers, like, are they up on stuff or what? Or did we just do this for dramatic effect because it's Alice kind of breathing life literally into Kate? And that's what they were going for. Despite the fact you don't have to do mouth-to-mouth anymore, they were like, hey, we know we don't have to do it this way, but this looks better, so let's do it. The whole thing with like Ryan at the end with the parole board, I just whenever legal proceedings happens on these shows, I'm kind of like listening to the verbiage and stuff like that, and I'm like, did they really say that, or is this just more Arrowverse writers and showrunners not knowing how the legal system works? So I'm kind of wondering if there's anybody out there watching this that has a greater grasp on the legal system and just the terminology and just kind of proceedings and stuff. Was that the right way? You know? Black Mask fights Alice. He ends up getting his mask, I guess, glued to his face. Drives him nuts, I'm assuming. He's in Arkham, so we'll see next season. Alice ends up in Arkham. And we see by the end of the episode, some of the trophies that they took from the Batcave are just out in the populace. So apparently, maybe that's going to be a driving force. in the next season is recovering those tools of the original Batman rogues who we can't see. So we're going to see these, you know, second generation or these junior ones, or these just straight up imposter Mad Hatters and Penguins and yada yada yada. We saw some of Poison Ivy's plants like growing, basically spreading out. So that could be a thing coming the next season. Kate made peace with the group, the Bat Family, and of course we saw this coming, that there was going to be a handoff where she says Batwoman is yours, and she goes off. She meets with Sophie. Again, they have this bittersweet sort of goodbye, and Kate's going to go off to find Bruce, because finding Bruce is going to help make up for her not finding her sister, which led to her becoming Alice. Finding Bruce, why? Who cares? Like, I don't care about that. Like, it's stupid. I think that's just stupid for her to, like, I'm going to go find Bruce. But it gets us to a Kate-free season 3, which is what all I've wanted, and that's what we're going to get. So I'm curious as to what the show is going to look like for season 3, knowing we don't have the albatross that is Alice and Kate and the whole Kane thing like hanging over the show. So I'm really, really anxious to kind of see where they go from here with this fresh start. Where are they going to go? Hopefully they do not squander it. We know Luke is going to be in the fold as Batwing, and let's be real, that was just getting to the weak sauce part of this episode, some of the weak sauce. I like the idea that Luke, as a kid, was kind of just picturing himself as, you know, if he was Batman, kind of what he would look like. Because kids have big imaginations. Batman was like a huge figure, so it's kind of understandable that he would do that. Apparently his dad took those drawings and tinkered with them, made the Batwing suit. We see it in action. We see Tabaroff get the venom and a concoction that Black Mask thinks is going to stabilize him, just give him basically super strength, whatever. It doesn't work. He dies on the table. I think he flatlines on the table, or flatlines-ish. Ends up in Mary's clinic, wakes up, and he's all super strong with this little puffy, like padded muscle suit. God, that was just like the Shazam suit from the first movie. That's what it looked like. But he chases Mary. Luke shows up in the Batwing suit, saves her, and then Superman punches Tabaroff, Malice, or whatever, knocks him out. And that was it. A terrible CG looking catch, and then a Batman, like a Superman punch, and a awkwardly plain vanilla pose as the camera like zooms in on him, you know, pans in on him as he says, like, I'm justice. I really hope they fix the suit, the Batwing suit, the helmet, because it just looks huge. It's like this bobblehead thing. I really hope they fix it going into the new season. As I said on some of the boards I go to and just comics I've made, like, we've been in the Arrowverse for like a decade. They should know what works with these super suits and what doesn't, and how to best pull them off. And we got what we got with Batwing. So hopefully they fix that for season 3. Outside of that, I mean, that was the episode. I mean, it was good, it was bad. So the action stuff was cool. The chase with Cersei, Kate on the motorcycle, and Ryan in the Batmobile, that was cool. Some of the stuff like Alice making peace with Ocean, I don't care about Alice's love life. Thank God she's gone. Kate leaving to find Bruce, I thought that was weak. Batwing, that was weak. But so many positive things. It's just, we are getting a Kate-free season 3, so the potential for this show is great. So I'm just really anxious. I'm ready for season 3 in that regard, because I'm anxious at the possibilities, and will they seize the possibilities and the opportunity to really take Batwoman and just make it their own thing. They can be inventive and creative and just be bold with it. I'm really hoping that they take that tact and be bold and just good with the execution. They got to stick the landing, but they have the opportunity. It's there. They just have to seize it. Will they? Remains to be seen. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me social media this weekend. It's The Purge. Speaking of The Purge being in this episode, or Purge-like things, we got The Purge with MPX. So check it out on the network. Come out live. See Best Picture doing what we do. We're doing what champions do. Yeah. Just going out there, executing a winning script, and just continuing on as tag team champions. Anyway, until next time, let us geek.